And we're back. Remember to enter the giveaway for the black lava dice from Norse Foundry. I am rolling the D20 in this game. So like that's a thing that's happening anyway. But like it's a pretty good die if you're playing 5th edition. If you're playing 2nd edition, the high rolls are not good for your ability checks, then it's not. But otherwise it's pretty good. So and we are still collecting funds for Trevor Project, and we still have some cool giveaways. And otherwise, Chris, take us back into it.
You've got it. Thank you. You may get to test the utility of that die in just one moment, Eric.
Excellent.
It will be used for ability rolls.
Watch, I started attacking the wargs and I start rolling low. I'm like, not right now.
But there is, yeah.
We'll see. You did call your DM lawful evil not too long ago.
I did. Look, I might be a paladin in this setting, and I believe honesty is the best policy.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I've heard that somewhere. All right, so returning to where we left you off, you are headed towards the rock. May and Oldor will sprint towards the base of the rock and yell to all of you to do the same.
Yep.
May
okay.
say to Randy and Rhiannon, climb, get them to safety, and Oldor will say to you, Elric, let's see how well you use that pretty blade of yours.
No, not too great, but okay.
I'm still gonna, as we're going, I'm just gonna look at him. I'm gonna go, Elric, really?
Look, that's what my nephew calls me.
And it's gotta be true. So to recap, we are playing 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons. You've been involved in 1 combat so far, well, 1.5. This is now your 2.5, 3rd, depending upon your perspective, combat. We start out with you declaring what it is that you want to do in this round. Then I have you roll initiative. That's a D10 based system. I'll walk you through it when the time comes. And then I roll initiative for the baddies and your NPC companions, and then we just execute on the things everybody wants to do. So I yelled the things they said because talking goes first. If you can keep it to a segment, which is 6 seconds in this game. And I think I just did. And so now I'm going to go around the group and find out what people want to do. I'm coming to you last, Eric, because they gave you some specific instructions. So I'll start with Joel. Joel, what do you want to do this round?
Okay, so I've got the sword Eric gave me earlier, and I've also got my crowbar out, holding it like a tonfa along my forearm. And I'm going to try to move so that I am between the swordsmen, close enough that we can support each other, but not so close that I am going to get skewered if Eric rolls a 1.
So in between Oldor and
yes,
Eric?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to be moving in between them, and I will ready an action to, if a warg comes at me or comes within range, smack it.
Okay, thank you kindly. So that's Joel. Rhiannon?
I mean, I was thinking about this just today. Like, I hope I don't have to run in this, because in real life, I really suck at running. But I'm running and
It's only 50 feet.
I think I can do a sprint that long. And then climbing, and it will hopefully not be one-handed climbing. Hopefully there are good footholds, because like holding baby and also like my upper arm strength is not sufficient to.
It is not an ideal situation, but you're going to attempt to get to the rock and start to climb it to the best of your ability while maintaining your hold on the baby with one hand, on hand for climbing, off hand for baby holding.
Yep.
Okay.
Boy.
So that's Rhiannon.
I recall that I also had the short sword, which I gave to Allie, as I recall.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes,
I just wanted to make sure, because Chris had us list our equipment earlier, and I realized that I forgot that one.
I included it on mine.
Okay, good.
Excellent. Randonius?
Well, I guess if our movement is still, I mean, if we have to take our turn to run, then I guess I'm running to the rock as well with the baby. And I'm guessing I would probably reach it before Rhiannon. I would try to get up it and then take the baby from hers so that she can climb more easily.
The rock is reasonably tall, 20 plus feet from bottom to top. It goes up to about halfway up the trees. And it, has footholds, handholds that one could attempt to execute a climb up it. It may very well be a chunk of a very large building, Rhiannon. It would have to have been a pretty big building, but it could just be mossed over, and that looks like just a big rock, right? It's not ideally situated for a quadruped to get up it, which is how Joel managed to scramble up it without having a bunch of wargs on his tail last time. Randy, if your goal is get halfway up it and help, or all the way up it and help, what's the thought there?
Oh yeah, I guess.
I'll come back.
You don't have a rope or anything.
We know.
right?
We know. Get to it is your strategy. So we'll start.
Get
with
to it. Get up it. Yeah.
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 Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Allie.
Well, one, I'm going to assume that if getting Isekai had fixed my eyesight, it also fixed my asthma, because that would not be fun to play.
You haven't had any problems breathing.
Okay.
Oh,
good.
that would help me too. Okay.
You haven't had any problems
Yeah.
breathing.
Because that's the big thing. I will sprint to the rock alongside everybody else, but then I will kind of turn and try to kind of form that line with everybody. So I'll have the short sword up and ready to go. And my intent would be, obviously, once they get closer, to try to hit them with it. But for now, I'm just kind of falling in and with a sword and holding that line.
If you were picking a battle buddy, right? Who would you want to be standing closest to when you form the line? When the shield wall is erected?
I mean, I'd stand with Eric.
I do have the
better or
glowing sword.
worse. Yeah.
Well, I'm not bragging or nothing, but I do have that.
Well, I mean, that, and I know Eric decently, so familiarity, sticking close to somebody I'm aware of.
Let's be clear. Vindicator is a +3 sword, so it's like standing next to a 3rd level fighter. That's what I'm saying.
Let's be clear.
Oh boy.
And finally, bragging rights go to Eric. What are you doing this round?
Oh, I'm attacking a warg. I'm specifically going to wait until they arrive. I'm readying an action to attack the first warg that gets close enough to me.
All right, so you are moving towards the base of the rock, which is everyone's first move.
Yeah, I'm staying in the line, the kind of protective group that we seem to be forming.
Is it safe to say you're sort of in the middle?
Sure.
Yeah. At some point, should we persist in this madness, we'll pull up Roll20 maps and blah 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 for future stuff. But for now, we're still operating in the theater of the imagination, because it's really easy to do with these kind of combatants in this kind of an environment. But I'm going to ask you questions about where you are, so I have a sense of it in my own head. So you aren't thinking one thing and I'm not thinking another. All right, so I now know what all of you are going to do. So what you're going to do is roll a 10-sided die, and Rhiannon, Randy, and Allie, you're going to add 3 to this. Eric and Joel, you're going to add 5. Eric, you're going to add 4. Okay, and so keep your numbers in mind while I roll for everybody else.
Weapon speed, everybody.
Smaller things go fast.
Nice.
As long as we don't have to calculate THACO.
Not yet.
This is one of those high numbers are worse situations again, isn't it?
It is.
I think when it comes down to it, Chris will calculate THACO for us.
For now.
For now, anyway. He will expect us to figure it out eventually.
Yeah, eventually. All right. So, Rhiannon, what's your number?
9.
Okay. Randy?
8.
Eric?
8.
I was going to say, if you say 7, it's going to get eerie. Joel?
Yeah.
7.
Oh, it got eerie. And Allie?
11.
11sies. Okay, that's what somebody had to roll an 11. Whatever. Or in this case, an 8 plus 3 is 11.
Turn it up to 11.
Yes. So what will happen is you'll all dash for the base of the rock. You'll get there in sort of a rough semicircle with Rhiannon and Randy towards the back and everybody else sort of trying to project defense forward from that location. The wargs are moving in. There's a group of about a half a dozen of them, 6, right? 3 coming straight down the middle and 3 kind of coming at you guys from the sides. May will stop before everybody else stops. So she's a few feet ahead of the rest of the group when you all, roll to a halt, so to speak. As she is moving, she will draw something or some small somethings from a pouch at her waist, spin in place, and begin intoning words of magic. Again, the language of magic, depending upon what you're casting, is either akin to Elvish and has a lilting tone to it or more guttural. She's using something that's sort of akin to Elvish. And she will have pulled out some like scrap of fur or something that from her pouch, transfer that to her left hand, begin rolling it together, rattling off the words of a spell while moving her hands through an intricate pattern of motion. The air around you all will begin to ionize. Your hair will start to sort of like get staticky.
Hell yeah.
Ionized air, much as you did when shortly after you arrived. A little spark will appear in her left hand as she's rubbing these materials together, and that will leap from one hand to the other. And then the spark together from both will blast forward and turn into a 40-foot long, 10-foot wide bolt of lightning about 5 feet in front of her. It will, again, anyone looking in that direction, which is everyone, will be momentarily flash blinded, just literally, for instance, as this blue-white flash of powerful light goes off in front of you and leaves you sort of blinking. It will roll into the first 3 wargs that were closing in on her position. And I'm going to roll some dice.
I didn't need to look. I know what's going on.
Somebody's at least 5th level.
I like that you're doing. I like where your head's at, Joel.
The wargs are charging us. She just lightning bolts them and they all die. And we're like, oh, all right.
Go ahead.
Teach me.
This was I think I'll describe this as sort of like a good news, bad news situation. So here's the good news, right? That bolt caught all 3 wargs squarely. And the lightning flashes through them and sort of out into the ground underneath them, and they will begin cooking from the inside out. They'll fall dead in their tracks, skidding to a halt, smoking these wargs. So now you've got burning dog.
Yeah, I already knew where that was going.
Charred flesh and fur, right? That's in the good medium. Okay. Bad is that the bolt, because you're in a forest, also tears into and through the trees around you in that 40-foot by 10-foot wide path, blasting into trunks on left and right, throwing splinters throughout the entire area and setting ablaze down the center line of that shot. Lightning in the forest can get kind of messy, but you won't burn to death immediately because it's only started a forest fire. And so that's, good news. You're covered in just junk from it, what amounts to an explosion coming off of those as that happens. Anybody got an immediate, flash plan and showered with wood response? Pithy remark like that?
Rhiannon, it's like you.
That could have been so much worse. I was afraid he was going to. I was afraid
like
he was going to hit a tree and bounce back.
Let's keep.
Nobody gave her the nod.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
I was thinking that maybe I'm not flash blind because, so focused on climbing, I think I would be facing the rock.
Okay, fair enough.
So I think I think the impulse is to shield baby, so like being more up against the rock, so my back would be what was hit by wood bits.
Okay, entirely reasonable. Randy, do you wish to take that same approach?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Wise, both of you. Okay.
I think, I mean, obviously my reaction is going to be, I need to learn how to do that.
I gotta learn how to do that.
I mean, I also believe I am certainly more charismatic than I am intelligent, now that I'm not intelligent, but I was like, man, I wonder if, it also has me wondering, I wonder if I could do sorcery.
Oh,
And then I
sure, it
just
doesn't exist yet.
Not a thing yet, unfortunately.
Well, then I didn't.
Well,
That's funny because
this
when
is your 3rd edition starts.
because when she was describing her talents, May described herself as a sorceress who said to you outside the inn that her mastery of magic is a bit eclectic because it's come to her, as opposed to being trained in the traditional fashion.
Okay, that gives me more reason to go, hey, can you tell me how you did that?
Let's be friends. Okay. So
Yes.
Pause in the middle of combat.
excuse
Teach
me.
me lightning woo.
Yeah. So, all right, now we're into the next set of initiatives. And the first person in your party to do anything is Joel. So Joel, you'll take your place in the line and wait for additional wolves because, well, those 3 are dead.
Smoking ruins.
Stick a lightning fork in them. They're done.
So, So I will. You said that the other three coming in from both sides or from one side?
1 second, please. One is coming in from your right. 2 are coming in from your left. May is in the middle. Uldor is to her left.
Okay. So and then we got Eric in the middle. Okay, so that leaves. All right. Then I will pivot toward the side. I will pivot out toward the side and get where the 2 are coming from.
Mhm.
And do what I said earlier, just ready in action that if one of them attacks me or one of them gets close enough, attack it and just, take up a defensive stance.
There are no readied actions in 2E, but basically
yeah.
I have a sort of homebrewed initiative system. And if you still have actions left when they're in range, I'll let you know. We'll put it that way. Okay,
Ruby.
so that's Joel at 7. I also have Eric and Randy at 8. Now I'm just going to ask this question because I don't know you guys. So this is just me asking. Hey, which of the 2 of you guys do you think is more nimble?
I think if we were doing an agility competition, I would probably win because I do a great deal of agility training. But then again, I don't know if Randy does. So
Nope, I'll give you that.
all right.
All right. So the way initiative works in 2E, if 2 individuals both roll the same initiative number as the 2 of you did, rolling those dual 8s, the person with the highest dex generally wins in equally situated contests. So here, Eric, you're first.
Okay. Okay. Does attacking the wargs require me to step out of the line, or am I still waiting for them to get here?
It does. If they're behind you, so you'll have to wait till their arrival, which, as I did with Joel, I'll alert you of.
Okay.
It's sort of a where would you like to place yourself? Where
Okay.
you were fishing originally?
I am going to move. I assume since Olgar is to May's left, then I am moving to her right, and I'm going to defend her from that direction because she's the one with the magic who is getting the most kills so far. So she needs to be protected.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you
And,
very
yeah,
much.
I'm just going to face the wargs and I'm going to ready. Now, as I recall, are okay, let me ask you this question. Are the wargs large size creatures? You describe them as being like pony size.
They're the size of small horses. So quite possibly, yes.
Long swords do D12 to large creatures in 2nd edition, if I recall correctly. Is that correct?
What do
Okay.
basket swords do?
I think it's the same, but it might be different. I don't know. I'll look it up.
Might be 2d8, so you might want to check.
Okay, that's oof, boy.
The DM remembers his 2nd edition quite well. It is
Cool.
2d8 as opposed to a d12.
Amazing.
I like that. Amazing.
Assuming you can roll high enough.
Yeah, assuming you can roll high enough to hit
Hey, it's a +3 sword, man. My
my
chances are 15% higher.
that's gonna be good. All right, thank you. We'll keep that in mind for when we
All
get
right.
to initiative order. Rhiannon, 9.
Yep.
You've arrived at the rock.
Yep. Climbing.
Okay.
Did
So
we skip me?
did I get oh yeah, terribly sorry. We did. Randy at 8. Thank you, Randy,
No,
for being
No
honest.
worries. I just
Yeah.
because only because I wanted to make sure I climbed
Yeah.
before Rhiannon so that I can.
Yeah, only because I'm
Well,
No,
I
no,
mean,
no, so that I can then
protecting
assist.
the babies is our goal. So
we know
yeah,
we know
that's
it's
important.
for charitable reasons. Just
And I was, yeah, I was
Well, it
thinking
makes it
I have-
easier on Rhiannon too,
Yeah,
because she's the one carrying the baby.
Yeah, well, and I was thinking I have my camelback, and I think a baby actually would fit in the camelback if I dump out all the stuff. And I could use that basically like, across the front to give myself additional agility. And I was thinking once I reach the top, I could like tie my sweater to it and maybe or whatever and kind of lower it so that she could, or I don't know, I could attempt to.
I'll give you the opportunity if you wanted to while you were on your way here to
Yeah.
have transferred the contents of that to someplace else and used it for papoose making
All
to sling that baby. Would you like to have done that?
Yes, I would like to have done that. Yeah.
Okay. So you now have a camelback. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Camel-backed baby. How does that change your plans right now?
Well, actually, I could give it to Rhiannon to climb with the baby. I could take the other baby if you wanted to climb first, but then that way you're more likely to, I don't know, because I have weapons. So if it came to it, I would better be able, if she went first and got out of range of the wargs.
You could yell that back and forth to each other as
Sure.
you're on the rock.
Yeah. Well, you want to take the baby first and I can stay in case they attack.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
now
I'm
you
carrying one baby and then backpacking the other baby.
Backpacking
Is
the
that
other
No,
what-
I'll take a baby and you can just go up with the backpack baby and then I can
Is that its name now? The
backpack baby and then you can like take the baby out and drop the backpack down to me and then I can follow you up or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, so there'll be some baby swapping
Yeah.
as you arrive at the rock. Okay,
Yeah.
so first person to climb is then Rhiannon. Is that now correct?
Sounds
Okay,
like, yeah.
so Rhiannon, you arrive at the rock with papoose with the backpack baby.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I mean, single-minded climbing.
Okay,
Let
So-
them deal with what they're dealing with. So
do you have any specific climbing skill I should be aware of?
no, absolutely not. I have
Zero.
like anti climbing skill.
I can dig fantastically, but climbing. Okay. So the way climbing works in second edition is if you don't have some specific skill, it just defaults to the human base climb skill, which I'm not going to tell you. But you're going to roll percentile dice to tell me whether you can start out finding your footing and get going.
Okay. 55.
Okay. Did you want low or high? In other words, did you want your number to be, if it's, let's say it's 60%, did you want your number to be 01 to 60, or did you want your number to be 40 to, or 41 to 00? Your success, low or high? Your choice.
Low.
Okay. You'll scramble around, but you just won't be able to make purchase this round.
Okay.
Now, great news is I'm kind of going easy. I could have had you go halfway up and then made the roll, which is falling. But I'm a nice DM, contrary to some people's ideas.
Yeah, I didn't say that. Don't
Yeah,
put me
no,
class me
you
with him.
didn't say that. So, all right. So that occurs at 9. Randy, you've arrived also at around this time. I sort of dropped you back beyond Rhiannon because she was trying to get up there.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What do you want to do? Seeing her struggle.
I will turn to stand between her and the wargs.
Mhm.
And I will draw my knife and I will try to cast Speak with Animals.
How does one try to cast Speak with Animals?
I will think of all of the times that I have talked to my cat and they ignored me, and the ways that I have coaxed them into listening to me and then started talking, and then they got me to talk in cat talk.
Right.
I don't
Finally broke.
I'm
don't
gonna
think
roll
that's
some
how
dice,
magic
and
works,
You're
but
gonna roll
okay.
some dice too. You're gonna roll a d20. I'm gonna
Okay.
roll percentile dice.
All right.
Wow.
The D20. All right.
I mean, he's pushing at the limits in the mechanics of the system. He's feeling it out.
Yeah. I got a 7.
All right. You feel as though you
Don't
are
know.
not really talking to these animals. You just,
Okay.
it's not coming together for you in the way that you want. But you are trying.
Yeah.
That is worth
Okay.
it.
I'm going.
Yes. Rhiannon's perhaps wondering what the hell is wrong with you, but that is okay.
I don't know that I'm wondering
Fine.
anything about these people by this
Oh,
point.
no. Okay, I don't know.
know.
If I'm wondering anything. Okay. Oldor is next. He will position himself on the left-hand side of May, where there are 2 wolves coming, so that he basically takes the brunt of whatever attack is coming at her from them. Okay. And then the wolves. Now, because you guys were ready for the wolves incoming, you're going to get an opportunity to do something about it. They are straight up ignoring you guys and just going straight in against May. Huh.
Well, we're defending May, so
Yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Joel, you're first in our little initiative party. And I think you're on the side with 1 wolf, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yep. So if I believe it would be me and then Allie. So if the wolf's coming in from the side of us, if it's going toward May, it's going to have to come past us.
Okay.
I will try to cross cut it as it goes past me.
All right. So you are using a long sword? Do
Yes, the
you have any-
sword,
do you have
the
any
blade
skill?
Eric gave me.
you have any skill with using a long sword, Joel?
Not especially.
Okay. And
In fact, just no.
you told me earlier, you said something in your inventory about one of your items having a particular mark on it. And so, of course, I Googled that mark only to discover that that mark, if I am not mistaken, is of a particular unit. Is that an accurate statement?
It is. I have a knife with the Kurahi symbol on it, just a little pocket knife.
Does that suggest training of a military nature?
It does. We do not train with long swords, however. So
Oh, I know that, but it's more about what class you might be. And so now I
Okay,
have my answer. All right, so if you could please just roll a 20 sided die. This is one of those roll high moments from that THACO perspective we talked about before.
19.
Oh, that's an excellent roll. The armor
it
class
is.
wargs ain't so good that they're going to get away from that. So you're using a longsword. That's a base D8, D12 against a large creature. Thank you, technical advisor. Please roll a D12.
That is a 6.
Okay. There may or may not be bonuses to that. I'm keeping track of them.
You see, barbarian players, once upon a time, everyone used D12s.
Yes,
Now
back
it is only you.
back in the deep mists of the past.
Back in the day when everybody had a longsword.
Yep. So you'll tear into this thing and you'll draw a line across its flank, drawing blood, and a yelp from the animal as it bullies past you. Now, the way second edition also works is that if you're set and a thing tries to run from you or by you, you get an automatic attack at it. And so, Allie, even though we haven't arrived at you in initiative, you still get to go. So
Hey,
here's your opportunity to take that. Did we call it a short sword, Eric?
Short sword.
And try to plunge it into this thing.
which makes me sad. I'm
You
more of
can
a long
see,
sword
I
person,
have
but
I
here
have
we
the
are.
2 blades right here. One of them is definitely a short sword. And one of them is a long sword.
Now, I don't think you have any specific sword training. Is that correct, Allie?
I do actually.
Oh, tell me about it.
I in my martial arts training there were sword forms and things like that we actually practiced with. I also studied eskrima to some degree, so I have
Ooh.
actual like melee weapon training.
Eskrima is pretty
so-
cool.
Yeah.
I'm asking these questions to determine your relative non-proficiency penalties for those people
Fair enough.
2E at home trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, so D20 me.
All right. That is a 5.
All right. Even with the best of us, a 5 is not going to make a warg's AC. So you'll take a wild swipe, and the warg will just zing when you zang, and you'll miss.
Yeah. That's the rolls in this game.
The rolls in this game. So that's everybody on the right-hand side. Is that correct? Switching over to the left-hand side. The first person to get a swipe on the left-hand side is actually Oldor, because he's put himself out there the most. So he'll take a swipe at the warg when it goes by. He will hit it. But one of the two on that side doing some damage, a decent amount of it, probably about as much as Joel did, maybe more. And then it will move into range of the Dread Slayer, Elric Thalavar.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a certain amount of actual fencing training.
Mhm.
I competed in a fencing tournament, in fact, and came in somewhere in the top 10. I didn't win, but I did pretty well. And I do know a little bit about using longswords. I am good friends with Joe Brassey, who teaches longsword in Tacoma. And he is pretty cool. And I'm thinking of him while I swing at this wolf.
Thinking of swinging at him?
I'm using both hands. You use the bottom hand here for extra leverage because that's why the handle is so long and the pommel is wide enough. So it gives me extra strength.
All right, excellent.
I'm just telling you what I know about sword fighting. Here we go.
That is valuable. So let's.
I'm rolling that black lava die. So whoever wins this week is going to get this die. So this roll is for you, friend.
It may obtain a nickname.
I did roll an 18. So
you will hit, and not
excellent,
only, but connect well with that creature when you swing with that sword.
I want to say also that I consider my friend Joe to be the pinnacle of a chaotic good paladin. So I'm thinking real hard about smiting this creature.
Real hard about smiting him. Okay.
Just letting you know. Just letting you know. All right. So it's 2d8, and the Vindicator also does extra.
At least +3. At least.
Yes, extra radiant sort of damage, right? So
who knows what this thing can do? Let's find out.
All right. Well, I'm going to roll those 2d8 for you. That's a 7 and a 3, so 10. Does it do extra radiant E damage?
It doesn't seem to be leaking light or flame in a way. You've lit it up that is scorching or scouring against this warg. Maybe it's just not evil enough. Maybe you can't smite.
Warg, you need to be more evil.
Well, hit it again, give it a chance. And so is this one that was tagged by Oldor or the other one?
I assume it's the same one.
Okay. If in fact that is true, you will surprise yourself, or maybe you won't, Eric, with just how good of a shot you got in. He wounded it in the ribs. You just slit its throat.
Woo!
As it was rolling past you, and it will fountain blood all over you.
Oh yeah.
You're now covered in the hot blood of a warg.
Look, killing things hand to hand runs this risk. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it does. We'll talk about killing things hand to hand in a little while. But right now, you've just, in the heat of battle, you've laid this thing's throat wide open, spilled its blood all over, rained it on everyone in the area, but the thing, howls out in pain and hitches up to a stop as you slay it in place. First kill of the night. Well, unless you want to count that lightning bolt. Okay.
Yeah, we should count the lightning bolt.
Okay, fair enough. And I believe I've got Randy and Rhiannon climbing Andor in the back. Allie just took the swing, so we're good there. Oldor swung. So now it's our friends, the wargs. There's only 2 left. And they're both attacking your sorceress. One hit, one missed. So one snaps its jaws at her and misses.
She's at least 5th level. She should be fine.
You'll probably be fine. The other one snaps its jaws at her and connects, and she'll issue out a yelp of pain. I'm going to explain a concept that I use. This is not 2E, but it's a homebrew rule. Your hit points. In the initial editions of Dungeons and Dragons, when Gary Gygax was waxing philosophical about what a hit point was, he described hit points as really a measure of skill and exhaustion for most of them, till you get to a certain point where it's, muscle and bone, so to speak. So I say that the first 10 hit points that anyone possesses are their real hit points, or reals, as I call them. That's the point at which scratches turn to wounds. And so a person is going to openly bleed at that point. The wound she just took did not put her into reals, meaning she got wounded, but it's not enough to reach that last 10 hit point threshold. So she's more battered around than anything else. The best fight I've ever seen that sort of shows this off is, if anybody here remembers the Robin Hood movie with Kevin Costner, there's that fight at the end between Kevin Costner and the Sheriff of Nottingham, who was played by the late great Alan Rickman. Those guys wailed away on each other forever before anybody actually got stabbed. And so that's a sort of idea of the difference between real hit points and sort of like the rest of your hit points. So there we are. There's my little narrative on that one.
Nice.
So last is anybody who has not gone at this point. May went, Oldor went. Allie, you got an extra attack, so you're about to get another. Joel, you got an extra attack, so you're about to get another. Eric, you got the attack that you got because you were there. And there's nothing that's immediately pivotable for you to attack again. So we'll start with Joel because you were lower in the initiative. Joel, this is your real attack. The other one you got for free because the thing tried to run right by you.
All right, so I will go ahead and come around to the side and attack the warg that went past me, and now I'm going to try to attack it from behind. We can surround them now.
I like that we can surround them now. This warg is
Got them
already
right where we want them.
Yep.
Yeah, so the same one I attacked earlier.
Yep.
So,
This warg is already wounded.
and that is a 4.
Oof. Okay. You will miss with the 4. But thank you. Maybe hit a tree, but you didn't hit that warg. Okay. And Allie?
Okay. Well,
Same
I'm going
warg?
I'm going to try to hit the same warg.
Okay.
15.
That is much better and certainly hits the AC of a warg.
Okay.
So,
Short sword damage to a large creature. D8.
D8, I believe so.
Okay.
My
Yeah.
technical advisor, D8, short sword, large.
Uh, Short
All right.
swords.
Yeah.
Not
Just
my
checking
speed.
my memory.
There
Not
you
my
go.
speed, my kingdom for a long sword, I swear. Killing me here. All right.
We'll get you a better sword. Don't worry.
I know.
Look, I assumed you were a Dex character because all your characters are Dex characters. Anyway, it's fine.
I rolled 7.
Okay. Damage.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, 7 for damage.
That is actually excellent. This warg, you'll lay its side open and it is now bleeding freely.
Yeah.
Monsters don't really have real hit points in the same way people do, but if it did, it'd be in reals. So one more good solid hit, this warg goes down. There are 7 more of them.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Wow. Wait,
we see
didn't
them now?
Oh shit. Okay, you're right.
That ends the round. Round.
Lay it open.
May.
Just to clarify, do we see the other 7 wargs coming in now?
Yeah, you do. You see them,
Oh,
including
okay.
the big warg, which clearly must be smart enough to send in the smaller wargs to see what happens before it decides it wants to join the fight. That's the one you squirted earlier with fire retardant material. So hopefully it doesn't, bear any sort of a grudge on that one. I'm sure that's not a problem. Okay, so it's about to be the beginning of a new round. When we get to the top of a round, we do that wonderful thing where I ask you all what you're doing. I'm going to go in a slightly different order this time. I'm going to ask the climbers first what they're up to. So we'll start with Randy and Rhiannon. Randy. Do you
I'm
wish to
waiting-
continue to attempt to discuss the matter with these wargs?
Yes, I am waiting for Rhiannon to reach the top and send back down the backpack. And in the meantime, I am attempting to. I'm struggling to like talk to the dog.
Anything different about your approach, or more of the same from last round? Just try harder.
I put one fist to the whatever the symbol was on my chest, and I'm like
Mark.
the mark. I'm like, come on, baby, do your thing. Is what I'm thinking at it, and like,
So you know a little bit about this mark. You've seen it before. Yang,
Uh-huh.
if you could bring it up again for us for a second, if you could. Are you thinking about anything about the mark in particular? Or you just the mark's one big blob of power?
I am thinking if you are meant to protect, then help me protect us.
I mean,
Okay.
so talking goes first, right? I should
Yes.
yell at him, use the mark to throw them back. Because I feel like I would figure out, like, if you're like talking at them, you might be trying something of that. And so I yell, like, use something to like throw them back or shield us.
You did meet with success on that front when the first one tried to take your throat out.
Remember the first time we met them?
Yeah.
Would you
That's
like
just
that, or are we convinced that talking to them is the solution?
Think about Silverlight.
yeah, okay, a shield. It's just not as fun. I will think
Silverlight.
Okay, got it.
anti-life shell, or if you don't mind, but a shield of some kind would be great.
whatever you got on tap here. Whatever you got on tap. All right.
Great shielder, protector, shield our group.
All right. Thank you, Randy.
Yeah.
All right, Rhiannon.
I'm doing the same thing again.
All right, so find a new hold. Get yourself up that rock. Okay.
Yep.
All right, check. All right, Allie.
I am aiming at trying to finish off either attack or finish off at least this warg or one of the others if this goes down before I get to it.
Got it. All right, using the short sword again, Joel.
Also, if the warrior is still up if the wounded warrior is still up when my turn comes, I'll attack it. If not, oh yeah, okay.
Gotcha.
We'll do
And
contingencies when we get to me.
last but certainly not least, Eric.
I am okay. Are there any wargs that are currently attacking May that are
Yes,
alive and attacking her?
Two of them, yes.
Then I am attacking one of those
Okay.
because I'm
Great.
trying to defend her.
So one of the ones that has yet to be injured, or the one that Allie is on that is injured?
Well, it'll be the one that's injured unless Allie kills it, in which case it'll be the uninjured one.
Gotcha. Okay, so again, if you could roll your initiatives, Allie, you are adding 3. Eric, you are adding 4. Joel, you are adding 5. Rhiannon and Randy, you are adding 3.
Yep.
5.
All right, so Rhiannon, you have a 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Randy, you have a
I got a 1, so it's 4 total.
4 total. Eric,
I'm going slow this round. I got a 13.
13. Somebody has to get the 13.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Joel.
I also have a 13.
Okay, some more than one of you has to get the 13. I haven't rolled for the baddies yet. They could suck too.
2.
And Alec,
I got an 8.
better than last round. All right, hang on one second. All right, May got a 1. The baddies got a 10. So I covered both ends of the spectrum. 1 and 10. All right, so May will go first at 2. She rushes through the words of a spell, and 3 jade green missiles of pure energy that look a bit like a firework going off will race out from the fingers of her right hand, her thumb, her middle finger, and her pinky finger. They will race out and they will strike the unwounded warg that is attacking her from the right. She does. I know Joel's calculating level again. Okay, she does a significant amount of damage to it, but it's still up. Okay, that is first at 2. Next is Randy at 4. Randy.
Yeah.
You are tapping into this thing, asking it to shield you all.
Yes.
A burst of light will issue forth silvery white light, same as before. And it's from one of the knuckles on that gauntlet. And a 50-foot radius of protection, I guess, for want of a better term, will radiate out from you, with you at the center, encompassing the 2 wolves that are in battle with the people at the front of your party, bodily hurling them back into the trees. And you'll hear them yelp as they slam into trees and scramble for purchase on the ground. The other wolves will come up short as they approach the edge of the light. May and Oldor will both look in surprise back over their shoulder that you managed to pull that off. Do you want to say something cool at this moment in time?
I do, but I can't think of anything.
Sometimes wanting is the best thing in these situations.
Who pushed the dogs out?
You.
You.
Okay. Does anyone else wish to say anything when that occurs?
Let's
See,
get up the
it's
rock.
not
We don't know
just
how long this will
me.
last.
Told you.
So you all yelled
Not
over
as
each
fun
other.
as
So let's
talking.
go around the horn here. Rhiannon, what did you say?
Said, told you that was the better way.
All right, so not
Yeah,
missing an opportunity to tell you I told you so. Rhiannon left. All right. Eric, I'm pretty sure I heard you say something.
See, it's not just me.
We're all OP. Okay, so that's Eric. Anybody else? Did anyone else say anything?
I yelled, let's get up the rock. We don't know how long this will last.
Captain Practical. All right, so May will say, yes, climb. and they'll both give ground so that they're standing next to Randy, who is now the shield for all of you. And May will whisper to you, how long can this last?
I don't know. I've never tried it before.
Didn't you do it?
Well, look at you again. You're just stunning her all day and all night here, Randy.
Yeah.
Weren't
Well,
you the one
you
that did the
know,
last
there was-
time?
That time in the Dale, it held off 50 Yetis for an hour, but then another time I was in this cave and it
Oh
only
my
held off the red
God.
dragon. Only held off the red dragon for like 5 minutes.
I will
So
audibly,
it's very
I will
unpredictable.
audibly go, oh my
Up the hill,
God.
up the hill, up the hill.
So because you are not you're under pressure, but you're not under
Yeah.
immediate I'm going to die pressure anymore, because these
Yeah.
things are no longer clamoring for your throats. They're sitting at the edge of your light glumly, observing that they can't come closer to you all. The lead one is sort of testing a bit at the edge of your light. May will say, I not that I have anything left to throw at them, but if I did, would it break this protection?
Better not to risk it. I would try. If you want to throw something, throw it from the top of the stone here.
Fair enough. And Rhiannon, you're making progress, because like I
Good.
said, I'm not going to make you roll at this point. And there are people here who can help you. They can hold babies. They can boost you up. They can do whatever it takes to get you to the top of this rock. And so within 2 minutes time, you're there. So you've scrambled up to the top and you are now in possession of both babes, right? Who's next up the rock? Don't everyone jump at first.
I
mean,
will.
I
I
have
will.
to stay
Randy.
to shield. I
I
don't
will-
want
Oh,
to
right.
risk the shield going up. Yeah.
I'll go up.
Okay, so Allie next, scrambling to the top. When you
Mhm.
get to the top, Rhiannon, are you doing anything other than sort of standing near the edge?
looking around on the ground, like, is there something there to see?
This is a 15-foot diameter rock that's sort of flattish on the top. Does it have a little depression in the middle? Maybe a smidge, but it's overgrown with moss, so it's really hard to tell. It might have been a floor at one point. The degree to which it's unnaturally level might have been a floor at one point in time, but that's your speculation, right? But like I said, about 15-foot diameter. That's what you'll deduce while the rest of these guys people are scrambling up this rock. So Allie, you're there. Joel, Eric.
I think we send May up next because she is wounded and she can cover the rest of us from the top when she gets up there.
All right, she'll accede to the wisdom of that argument, and she climbs the rock with aplomb, so she knows how to climb. Boop, 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 and she's up there. Takes her less than a round. Okay. Anybody else?
I'll go.
I am one of the last to climb, but I will go and climb.
Okay, so Joel will go next. Joel, when you get to the top, you'll get a little bit of brightness starting to emanate from your mark. Remember that little circular spinny thing that you were having going on? That's happening for you again. I'll have you describe that to people in a moment. And then the last three up are going to be Eric, Oldor, and Randonius. Oldor, unless you stop him, Randy is going to insist on being the last up.
I tell him, if I climb up, the shield might go up with me, so it's best if you go ahead.
It looks like it covers enough ground that it will reach the ground from the top of the rock, and I can climb right behind you.
I know it goes up. I just don't know that it goes down. You
Let
can't
us
see
find
below
out.
the earth.
He'll say, "Let us find out."
All right. Hey, man, it's your choice. I'll go ahead and start climbing, and I'll sing to the thing, because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. After all, you're my wonderwall. And
All right.
I'll be thinking the little tattoo for.
Is that Oasis? Because I think that's Oasis. Okay.
Yeah, that's Oasis.
So,
Oasis.
you are unfortunately in a desert where there isn't one, and you will discover, much as you did before, that this thing is centered at where you were when it went off, which 50-foot radius hemisphere, pretty big. So it's encompassing, the top of the rock out into the woods, but it doesn't move with you once you've. But it is covering your retreat, so to speak. So you will all scramble up to the top of this rock, dirty, sweaty, and a little bit on the tired side. Joel, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you recall from the last time you were here?
So I remember when I came up here before, this is where the wolves chased me, guys, and there was a light at the top, and when my mark began to glow, specifically, it lit up the circular portion. Little protrusions came out of it, so that it transformed into a sunburst, which is the symbol of specifically the symbol of Amunator, I believe.
Could you show us Mark 2.0, Yang Yang?
Who's Amunator?
Well, he's dead right
Amunator?
now, I'm pretty sure.
Is that out loud? Are we having the out loud conversations again?
I mean, yeah.
I did. But he is the Netherese god of sun and law. And interestingly, his mortal enforcers on the prime material plane are 13 gigantic hyenas, which I'm wondering if they have something to do with our friends down there. Maybe reskinned for temperate climates.
Nobody gets neither May nor Oldor get the reskinned remark, but the rest of the stuff they seem to be following to some degree. No commentary.
Or someone created these in mockery of the hyenas.
Also possible, since I do not believe that. Yes, I believe we were still several years prior to Yes. Aminator is not currently an active force in the realms at this time, as far as I know. So anyway, so after this thing lit up, specifically that portion lit up of the mark, a light came up, and then I walked into it, and I found myself in another place.
She will say, fascinating. And you'll note that as you're approaching roughly the center of the rock, it starts to light up again. And she'll say, well, don't walk forward. You're about to stride into where I think the gate is located. And I'm about to reveal it for all of us. You're key to this?
Am I glowing again this time?
Yeah, that's why I had
Okay.
to put up the image.
Okay.
I would say that we should not sort of activate it ourselves, because then it sends us to wherever it wants. And I don't really trust where the mark wants to send us. I'd rather, because I don't think the mark gives a shit about the babies. So if we want to do what's best for them, I suggest we go where May was going to set the gate to go.
I agree. I think we absolutely cannot trust whatever put these marks on us. I mean, we saw what it did, or I didn't, but you guys saw what it did to Rhea when she was no longer of use. So
Are you gonna say
that's
that
right. No, wait, I
was
wasn't even, we haven't even talked about that yet. So actually, I don't know what happened to Rhea. I just know we've got babies.
Oh, you know, buddy, because you watched it. You just watched it on video.
No, I was running from the wolves when that happened. So I actually don't know what happened to Rhea. So
no need for
that.
Yep. Okay. So you still have the rest of that conversation out loud. She will say, she'll just shake her head, and she will say, I am about to cast a spell that should reveal all sources of magic in the area. Rhiannon, the voice in your head's back.
Uh-oh.
Is that wise? It asks you.
Okay. Does anybody else, is somebody using like message or something? Can that be revealed?
You will ask that question to her.
Yes. Yeah.
If there are any active magics, whether spells cast, environmental magic, or the like, this should make it visible for all of us. It's a spell I'm told is in use by the guild in Waterdeep. I acquired it from a Waterhavian wizard who was visiting us.
In that case, go for it as soon as possible.
Very well, she will say. And she will walk through the words of this spell, waving her hands and chanting. This is of that sort of elvishy sounding variety.
I'll make sure that my mark is covered up. I don't know if anyone else is like.
It's under the shirt and also the like holding
Yeah.
baby. So
I mean, I'm using a sword right now, so I'm not covering up my mark.
Not even slightly. Large, as I said earlier. All right. So at first, nothing. And then emerging from an assortment of locations around you is a ghostly radiance. It's visible to everyone. All of the sources of magic glow with the same level of intensity. So it's not able to tell you what's more powerful than something else. You'll see this as they all light up. But the first thing to light up will be, and if you look over my shoulder, what is basically a magical gate, sort of like a doorway that sits over the center of this rock. That must have been what you stumbled through before, Joel, and because there it is. You can't see through it. It is just, sort of silvery magic, right? Ghostly glowing in the air. There was probably at some point in time stone around that, as is frequently the case with portals. But for now, the stone is long gone and the magic remains. Additionally, Vindicator is most assuredly magical.
You put that in air quotes. Don't pretend that I didn't see you. I did.
I didn't see you. Of course, you never pretend such a thing, Eric.
Vindicator.
Vindicator is clearly magical. It's clearly a magical blade. as is some of the equipment on your friends. May is wearing bracers, leather bracers that are magical. She has a magical ring on her left hand. Her short sword belted at her waist is magical, and she has a potion vial on her right side, also magical. She's running a spell, so she's also glowing faintly. Okay. Oldor seems to have two magical items. One is the scimitar that he's been fighting with, and the other one is that Santa bag that he has tied on around his back. Additionally, all of you right about here are glowing magic, and you just don't have enough stuff between this and the outside world to stop the light of the magic glow from leaking through what you're attempting to block it with. So she'll see, just like Oldor will see, that you're all magical and you're carrying at least one magic item.
Yes,
we all have magical hearts.
Care Bears. Is Eric's symbol glowing?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so he did not drain it completely. Okay, and are the babies glowing?
No, they're just babies,
Okay.
Mike. Not
so no. All right. Well, or were there
Neither of
magical
them
effects
has
on
grown
them?
up to swear a vow with some demonic, devilish entity. So
I
Is-
didn't know if they're,
Is there
clearly
any
if they're
non-mark
of interest
magic
to
on me?
somebody.
No.
sorry, this is 2E. Neither of them has grown up to swear a vow with a Beiatsu or Tanari entity.
Dude,
Oh
what does
my
mine
God.
say? Oh wait, no, sorry.
So, Rhiannon, do you look visibly disturbed that this is a thing? Okay, everyone, roll a 20-sided die to sense moods on Rhiannon.
15.
All right, Eric, you got nothing. Yeah. Ooh, that's a 4.
Okay, so my wisdom is
14.
not 15 or higher. Okay, I understand.
I got it.
I rolled a 14.
Okay, Allie also not detecting that passing storm cloud on Rhiannon. It's not easy to spot. Joel?
I got an 8.
Okay, once again, nope. Randy?
18.
Nope. Okay, so you're alone with your thoughts, Rhiannon, in that regard. Okay, so she will complete that action and she will say, ahead of us lies the gate. I don't know what Emanator? She's asking Joel and Randonius, because you were the ones abandoning the term around.
Amunator, I believe.
Amunator, she'll repeat it more slowly, is, but I do know that the way that this gate is opened is for me to take this gem. You'll see she'll produce from her pouch that she pulled this stuff out of. It's sort of like orangey red, like uncut gemstone, about the size of a traditional non-gigantic 20-sided die. Yeah, that thing is just my God, man. And but this is just sort of like traditional die, and to cast some form of light upon it, it will then open the gate for about the duration of a song for anyone who wishes to pass through it. Only on the night in the light of the moon of midsummer, however. So we do not get to use this gate often. Yes.
Okay,
Joel?
so it is not the same night. Now, wait, we've only been here for a couple of hours, right? It's the same night.
2.5 hours. You've been here for like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
This is how in the home game, by the way, they've been playing for 11 years and they've only passed 3.5 years in life or in the game. Played 11 years in life for 3.5 years in the game. Okay, so nobody has any additional comment. She's going to cast the spell of light on the stone.
I'm not going to argue with her.
Ba-dum-bum.
Oh, 3 points of psychic damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so something. I like it. I like it. You keep doing that.
Yeah, that was funny.
I'm a
Well
fan.
done, sir.
So she will she'll say to you all, sort of looking at your revealed magic glowing, I guess before I do, Is there something I should know before you try that gate?
Well, you know, we may be, as we are planeswalkers, sometimes portals and gates transport us to other planes. And if the babes are meant to stay here, perhaps it's best if you were to carry them through, just in case we're taken someplace else. What do you all think?
Are you coming with us?
Yes. We have
Yep.
business.
I think it would be best for the babies if you two were to carry them for the reason that ran.
Randonius.
Ran. You're selling that being his real name.
Randonius Imperius Hendersonius.
I'm not calling you that.
For the reason that guy
That dude.
Yeah.
That dude. That guy. Okay. All right. Uldor, she'll nod, and Uldor will move over to you to take them both. You will hand them over?
Yes, yeah, and the take the one out of the backpack, and Randy, you
I'm
can put your
not
stuff
giving,
back in there.
I'm not giving him my backpack. He's gonna carry this baby on his own.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on.
Valuable backpack.
Well, he's got the sack. He can't have both the sack and a backpack, so he needs.
Yeah.
Sack's
something
tied
else.
on. It's
Oh,
tied
okay.
on to him. So he could.
I bet he's looking at my backpack jealously. Though, so-
Oh yeah, he's eyeing that backpack. That's good quality. That's good quality backpack.
Carry a
Okay.
lot of stuff in that. It's not even magic.
So he'll take both babies. They will coo slightly and awake for an instant before falling back unconscious in his arms. He looks like he's gingerly holding them tight, and he will say thank you, and she will begin casting the spell. Hey, you know that voice in your head, Rhiannon? So it whispers something to you as she's casting the spell. And you're thinking about that exchange that just occurred where you were sharing information. It says, this may be a problem in the future. And like that, and you're like, who is talking to me?
Actually, I think I am actually going to answer out loud, and it's not
Okay.
going to be the like oops sort of thing. I'm going to like sort of pick a point like where nobody's standing, like on the rock, and like address
Yep.
it angrily, like assuming that somebody is like observing me. So it's like in the the TV show where they like find the camera and then they like angrily berate
You're
it.
breaking the fourth wall here. I understand. Yep.
So look into your camera.
What are you saying?
I'm gonna say so give me again what the voice said. It said this could be a problem.
A problem in the future.
What do you care? Who are you?
Okay, so there's no way anyone missed that, except for the nice lady casting the spell, who's really absorbed on
She's real busy.
She's real busy. She will finish the spell, and it will bloom a light into the gem, which gives off a radiance of light of about 20 feet, which covers the whole of the 15-foot diameter thing. And as the light from that gem strikes the ghostly magic of the portal, the portal bursts out in 60-foot radius daylight. So somebody just snapped on the overhead Klieg lights, and you're like, whoa, my God, it is bright here. All that happens at about the same time as Rhiannon gives her "I'm yelling at my shopping cart" or whatever speech, and everyone's like, what the? So what do we got, kids? What do we have to say to that?
That gem was truly outrageous. I think that I think I would be like, you okay, Rhiannon?
Who are you talking to?
There's something about
The message spell or something. I mean, if they're going to be sending it, they have to be watching us.
Message spell hasn't been invented yet.
Crying out loud.
Someone's talking to you. What does the voice sound like?
May will say, did something happen with the spell?
No, keep going.
No, we're fine. No worries.
We only have the time of a song to make our way through that gate. Is
Eric,
this
how
something-
long is the song?
But it's
About
right
a
there.
minute, minute and a half,
I
All right.
mean, okay, we
maybe
choose
2
we
minutes,
choose
depending on how long the song is.
yeah, we choose American Pie as our song, and then
Look.
We
If you
choose
use-
knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door for our song.
no,
Okay.
no.
Alice's restaurant. We choose
10
Alice's
minutes.
restaurant.
Rhiannon,
want-
what did the
you
voice
want-
say?
We got to get through the gate. We
I had
can't
a joke,
sit
but-
here and talk about it. Well,
Right.
it didn't say don't go through the gate. So
All right.
Okay.
This is what we got to do. We got to stick together and we'll figure this out. Let's go.
Okay,
I'm
so
singing.
you will form up to go through. She will say, "Let me go through last." Do some of you want to proceed, Oldor?
he's got the
uh,
babies, right? So he should go first.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, I'm gonna like skip ahead real quick in front of Oldor. Just
All right, so
because-
Rondonius is like, "I'm going through first." Okay.
Yes. It's
So
not that I
Rondonius-
don't trust
it's-
them with the babies. It's just that I don't trust them with the babies.
Very good point. All right, so you will just pass through this thing, and as you do, it's like you're moving from one place to another place. I'll describe the place that you arrive at in an instant. It all happens like that with no real sensation.
Okay.
You're plunged into darkness because you don't have a source of light at this particular moment. Your sources of light are this gate, which is blazing with daylight, and Joel to a lesser extent, and then this light thing. But you'll get through it into the darkness. You'll stumble a bit, but no immediate harm befalls you. An instant behind you, Oldor will step through more cautiously. Who's next?
Is our symbol still? Is my symbol still glowing from that spell?
It isn't as soon as you step through because the area of effect of that spell is
Okay.
on the opposite side of the gate.
All right.
Okay, but okay.
Yep, we'll get there. Okay, so Rhiannon,
Yep.
stepping through next.
Yep.
Okay, who's after Rhiannon?
I think I should go last just in case my symbol messes with it.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay, Eric, stepping through. Who's next?
I'll go. I'll kind of mutter, "This better not send us back home," and then I'll go through it.
Damn, I got things to do here. Okay,
I'm
so
not done yet.
Allie stepping through.
I got an Elistry to convert to.
That's
Right, because that's my priority.
Of course it is. What are we talking about?
that's my priority.
Who are you trying to kid, Allie?
Okay, so
It's on
I'm
my
the last.
list.
So that leaves Joel and May by my count. Is that correct? Joel and May?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. And again, you've got the little spirally business going
Mhm.
on. Okay.
All right. I will gesture for her to go first.
Are you sure? She'll say.
Yes. Please go ahead.
Very well. And she will step through it, disappearing, leaving just you on this rock.
And I will follow through right behind her, and hope that I end up in the same place everybody else does.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. So everyone steps through this gate. And all but one of you has the same experience upon coming through the opposite side of the gate. No loss of time, just transiting from one place to another, going from the top of this rock, which is brightly lit, into a dimly lit area, underground, a ruin, encased underground. One of you has a slightly different experience. Yes, Eric, did you have a question?
Teacher, M has mentioned to me that you should probably have us roll puke checks.
That's for teleportation. Trust me.
Oh,
I've got-
okay. Okay,
This is a whole different animal.
fair enough. All right. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. She just wants you to puke.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so because I'm offset in time here, how much time have I got? If I wanted to go to the normal duration of how long you go, how much time do I have?
Well, we usually go until 9, but you can push it a little bit later depending on how people feel about it. Rhiannon often needs to take off soon after 9, so it's really up to
9:15.
her. 9:15? 9:15?
So am I 9 minutes away from that?
So you're 24 minutes away from that.
Okay. Oh yeah. Plenty of time. So just because it's fun for me, do you want to guess who?
Lawful evil, like I said. Anyway,
I don't know. Do you want to guess who ended up in the different place?
Yeah, Joel.
Joel.
Joel's our yeah, it's not Joel. It's Eric.
Oh shit. All right, it's fine. It's fine.
So you step through the gate, and as you emerge from it, you will find yourself alone. Well, I mean, not completely alone, but not with your party members.
Oh, good.
In a flat, featureless, silvery void.
It's great.
You are standing in front of a absolute mountain of a man. Well, man might be the wrong word. Yang Yang, can you bring up giant something for me? Eric?
I take back what I said about the red-blooded whiskey. It's actually pretty good. Like, I was just being cheeky before. It's actually quite nice. If you want to sponsor us, give me a call. All right.
Okay, fair enough. Nice plug.
And here I thought it was gonna be Gedrin Shadowbane going. I hear you were talking shit.
Okay. Depending on the timeline, Gedrin Shadowbane might not even be alive yet.
Fair.
Okay, if it's really 1372, 1374, he's like a toddler at this point. So this would be before he even touches the sword. So let's see.
You know what is alive? Alive.
I do. Oh, shit. Okay.
20-foot tall man in golden fluted plate mail armor, extraordinarily decorative, with a gauntlet in its center. And you are instantly overwhelmed by a sheer wave of raw power, might, and majesty.
Watsy never does you justice. I bow.
Beat to the bone that you are standing in front of a god.
I do.
Or the avatar of one at a minimum. And you know which one it is because you just called that out, but it is instantly distinguishable that you are standing in front of Helm.
Yeah.
And you go to bow only to discover that you are already on your knees without having realized.
Fair enough.
That tracks.
Yep.
And
Helm is definitely a dom. We understand.
Yeah, I can see it. Or at the very least, a service top. Anyway, moving on.
With, a combination of sort of like a pins and needles feeling across your whole being, and simultaneously at sort of the edge of tears. If you've ever had that experience, we've listened to a particularly profound piece of music or observed a piece of art or, watched a movie that has a great degree of meaning to you, and it just brings you to the edge of sort of rapturous tears, right? You have that experience being in front of this being. Before you find the voice to do anything other than add your initial pithy remark, your nervous, shaking, dry-mouthed self will hear in a voice echoing from the depths of that helm, booming forth with the reverb I am incapable of producing here with the technology at my disposal, a male voice so loud that it shakes you to the depths of your soul, rather.
That's fair. It was a Freudian slip. I appreciate it.
The sword you have in your hands will begin raging with a silver flame.
Mm-hmm.
The being says the following: Mortal, why have you summoned the sword of faith?
I wish to use your power to protect my companions, those that I care about, those who are under my aegis.
You will say that.
Yep.
Okay. In answering, you know he's not just listening to you, he's seeing into you, through you, to your core, and you're at once awed and frightened. You've never had your mind so naked in front of another human being. We struggle as, trapped within our meaty selves to communicate with other people and to know what they're thinking and to have them understand us with the words that we use to imperfectly communicate the thoughts and feelings that we have inside us. This thing knows you beyond words, and it knows the thoughts that you're attempting to communicate with it beyond words. And like I said, that is both awe-inspiring and a little bit frightening, because it means there's no dissembling to this. I hope you meant what you said.
I did.
Because it knows in an instant if you didn't.
Mm-hmm. No, I meant every word of it. I feel responsible. I set this up. God of Guardians, this is my fault. And I must protect those who I brought along on this journey.
It will say,
I literally fucking
Oh, there it is.
First one.
It's your first one. When you pause, it will simply respond, why Helm Chronicler? And why Shadowbane?
Because protecting people and helping those in need is the most important thing.
In answering that question, you feel that he begins sifting through your mind and your memories. Do you want to try to stop him? Or do you want to open the doors up wide and let him see what's in there?
Nope, this is 100% what I believe. Those of us who have power have a responsibility to protect those who don't. Those of us who have privilege have a responsibility to stand up for those who don't. This is the core of what I believe. This is why you are my God. This is why I wrote about you. This is why I created your best flawed servant.
You know, when you say this to him and he is in your mind, that he now knows everything you know, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. From your deepest, darkest personal secrets to everything you know about the past, present, and future of the realms, to the connection between Earth and the realms.
Well, that's awkward.
Everything.
Shit.
Yeah.
God, he knows all the things Ed told me. Oh God.
Yeah.
He knows what's going to happen. He can.
Knows what's going to happen. Yeah.
Those
Maybe he
would
won't
happen to
take a
him.
This
fight with
bottle was
Tyr
almost
now.
full when I started this game.
Now, my technological expert also drinks during my game, and I notice his decision making hits a certain curve at a certain point. You get a certain amount in and then down, but we're just going to assume it's enhancing yours in this case.
Good job, Ship.
You'll feel not so much thought, but emotion sort of radiate off of Helm, as in an instant he knows everything you know. And it's a mixture, Eric, of resignation and relief, for what that's worth. And then he speaks. As you know, you hold Vindicator now because while I wield it, it isn't mine. It is a sword of faith, to be wielded by those with faith in need of that faith. You also hold it because you bear in that mark above your heart a measure of my power, even though I did not put it there, at least not yet. That mark does not just hold my power, however. It is a blending of the power of two others, Why, I do not know, and who I will not mention. I will tell you this. You find yourself in the middle of a war for everything. At the heart of that war lies choice. I have made mine, and in making it, I will pay the cost. But now, mortal, you must make yours. You can lay down the sword, or you can take it up. If you take it up, you assume the role of guardian, but not just that role, but the role of teacher and mentor as well. You have chosen to interrupt the flow of things, and now you must carry a burden that you assigned to another and prepare that other to carry it in turn. Life is a cycle. Take up the sword and you assume your place within it.
I will take up this sword, Everwatcher, Lord of Guardians. I will do what is needful.
You feel satisfaction, and if we're going to be honest, a bit of pride radiate forward from the god, which makes you feel as proud of the decision that you just made as anything you've ever done in the course of your life. It just feels right. And he will say to you, arise, Eric Thalivar. Arise, Shadowbane.
I do that.
You are rising?
I do, yes.
As you do so, Eric, you step through the gate in the same order that you stepped through a moment ago. Everyone around you not realizing anything just happened or that you were gone for even an instant. But you know what just happened in a place outside of space and time. So I described this place that you all arrived in to you when last we played. It is exactly as you remember it, Joel. And the light from your highly excited mark is lighting all of it, casting shadows about, but it is an old, decrepit temple, altar shattered in the middle, about 60-foot diameter, sort of a dome that you're under with a crack at the top of it, to probably the god that is contained within this mark because its symbology is resident throughout this place. Eric looks a little odd.
Is he in Shadowbane's armor?
Nope, he's not.
Nope. Okay.
No, I'm just wearing my sweatshirt and my green coat.
You okay, Eric? Did the portal make you sick or something?
No.
Wow.
Are May and the other guy with us?
Yes, May,
Okay.
Oldor, all of you. I think, Rhiannon, what you just asked me was, do we want to talk about this out loud in front of them?
Well, and also I
Or
was
did they come
worried
through?
that they might have gone somewhere else. I wanted to make sure that.
Oh, I'll make sure to get the babies from them when we come through.
Randy, go. It's not that I don't trust them, but I don't trust these people. Okay, they will happily hand them back over to you.
I asked May, is this where you intended to take us?
Yes, this is where
okay.
I've been before. We're deep beneath the city of Westgate.
Westgate. Not
there-
Waterdeep, Westgate.
There are
That's a very important nuance. Okay.
there are sewers above us that we will go through to get to the city. But there are some side tunnels that we must proceed through first. We should decide whether we wish to press on or rest since it's fairly late at night. That's what you'll get by way of a response, Joel.
Avoid
Eric-
load-bearing statues and ladders, people.
Yeah, resting would probably be a good idea,
Yeah, I think resting.
especially given all that.
Eric, I think you might have been about to talk, but no, yes?
So apparently Chris has decided to outdo me.
Mhm.
And now I am fucking Shadowbane, which is really
You're doing what to
upsetting and
Shadowbane?
No,
weird.
that was.
You're doing what?
I get the
You
feeling.
know
that
what,
was
Randy?
cute for
That's a
some reason.
reasonable question. But no. I look around for the NPCs. Are they there?
Yeah, they're there. I mean, if you guys want a little bit of let's huddle up.
Yeah,
and
I lean in
Yeah.
closer to huddle.
Yep.
All right. So apparently Helm has declared that I am the Shadowbane of this era.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
You all
Is
know
that
what
thing?
that means, though.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm
Thanks, Rhiannon, I
sorry.
appreciate that.
That means
Rhiannon,
you have
Does any
have
Shadowbane
to-
end happily?
hey,
No,
Rhiannon,
that's
Yeah.
the thing.
that voice in your head is back when you said congratulations, I guess.
Yeah.
Are congratulations in order?
Okay.
It happened again, didn't it, Rhiannon?
Yes.
Okay, what kind of voice are you hearing? Because there are a lot of voices in the realms. Could be a lot of the people.
Me kind of voice.
It sounds like you,
Ish. Yeah.
like your own thoughts.
Okay. I know what the inside of my head sounds like. And even I doubted it a little at first, but no, it is not me.
So it's
It
just
will- it
someone
will say
kind
to you,
of
Rhiannon, it will say
like you.
well, sort of.
I'll be honest. I'm kind of feeling a little left out here.
Is it Artemisia?
Don't worry,
Can you
Allie.
ask
We
it if
are
it's
underneath
Artemisia?
Westgate, which means we are going to interact with Illira, and we're going to see how Chris presents Illira.
Actually, we're gonna do a couple different things here because I'm gonna talk here. So
Because
Rhiannon,
during
I'm
this period of time, Illira was a night mask.
so it said to you, Rhiannon, well, sort of, right? Like you're talking and it's engaging in a bit of dialogue with you. And Allie, when you said I'm feeling kind of left out here, you're going to get a voice in your head. This voice also sounds a bit like your own internal dialogue to you. At first, it's hard to pick it out from your own voice, except insofar as it's speaking to you in a sibilant whisper. And when it does, you will immediately get a thrill of sort of like pleasure up your spine. Like, what the hell is that? I said I was left out, and all of a sudden I got a little voice, and what it says to you is sleep, and all will be revealed in your dream. Now I got half the party going, what the
Yeah.
hell?
Allie, what is that face?
Yeah, like I will make that, but like that, like that half, like kind of face.
Are you
Was
hearing
it-
his voice in your head too?
Was it Illira's voice?
Oh, no,
Look,
not
I know
unless-
you're a fangirl. You don't have to pretend otherwise. We're all here. We're all honest with each other.
not
I'm
unless
actually
Illira sounds a
pulling
lot
away
like me.
to the side. They can
Stop.
do
Hey,
that.
hey, Rhiannon, no.
No, it
We're still talking about the voice in your head too.
look, it's like Rhiannon described. It sounded kind of like me, but not quite.
Is it Shay?
So I'm gonna think really hard, like back at the voice.
Okay, what would you like to think back at the voice?
And I'm gonna think not quite, can you expand on that? But just like thinking really hard.
Okay, so you guys can kind of tell that Rhiannon's trying to do her own thing here, right? And
Yeah,
Eric,
yeah.
a moment ago, you were like, stay with the group. We're tight. You want to give her a chance to go off in her head and do her own thing, or do you want to
It's
try
fine.
to stay
No.
with
It's fine. I respect your agency, Rhiannon. You do what you want. It's totally fine.
Okay. And so Allie, however, was describing what was going on as that was happening. So you're going to, Allie, just keep doing that while
yeah.
and it's engaged in whatever. So let's hear you give your description, and then Rhiannon, I'll give
Oh,
you
yeah,
internal dialogue.
I mean, the only way I could describe it is like sort of my voice, but kind of a sibilant whisper, which concerns me.
Fuck, it is Illira's voice, isn't it? God damn.
All it said was sleep, and all will be revealed. I'm not
sure it
I'm not
wasn't
heartened.
Lilton's voice.
Again, not unless Lilton sounds like me. God, I hope not.
Lilton sounds like
but we-
whatever he/they feels like sounding like.
I don't want to deal with Lilton.
No. No one wants to. Oh my God, we're in Westgate. Imagine we might have
Yeah,
to deal
that's-
with Lilton. This is bad. Okay.
Look, this is a Westgate with night masks, vampires. Come on.
Okay.
You
So
know,
we'll pause there for an instant and, and go back to Rhiannon's internal dialogue. So
sure. Yes.
you think out in its general direction, so to speak, right, internally. And it will respond. Again, sibilant whisper, sounds like your own voice, but distinct enough to be not, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am your intuition and the wisdom of the mark, awoken by your power, mixing with its power, given life and voice. And I would share my wisdom and your intuition if you'll take it.
My internal intuition tells me not to accept you at face value. Sorry.
I can guide you and help you unlock your power fully.
I will listen, but I am not necessarily going to take your advice.
That is wise, and you are under no obligation to do so. The power you've always had, but now you are in a place with a conduit to finally access it in its full glory.
I mean, I'm not going to think at it, but what I am thinking is like, shit, I guess it found my price. But
Ah, damn. Right.
Go ahead, Eric.
Right.
Now-
Here's my proposal.
Yeah.
Let's get somewhere safe, and then we can talk about all of this and figure all this out. She's hearing voices.
Yeah.
She's hearing voices. He's just real big on religious magic. I don't know what Joel is doing.
I'm still glowing.
Yes. Joel, you had picked Aminator. That's an anachronistic choice, but okay.
I know.
It's fine. It's fine. Helm is still kicking during this era, and I am apparently Shadowbane. So let's just find a suitable place to rest in Westgate, and we can sort all this out. That's my
So,
suggestion.
You want to clamber up through the sewers now instead of resting first.
No, we can rest first.
Well,
Okay.
well,
I mean,
we're all
I
still at
didn't
full
take
hit
any
points,
damage.
right?
I didn't use any
No, none of us
abilities. I'm
did.
fine.
I'll break out my
Yeah,
bag
but we
of
had-
almonds.
But
and-
let's be clear.
We've
Let's
been-
be clear here. May is the workhorse of our NPCs.
Are you really going to call them NPCs
I am.
out loud?
I am.
They don't know what
she
that means.
maybe won't know what that means.
That is incredibly inhumanizing, but sure, go ahead.
Look,
Okay,
only if
they
you
don't know
think of
what
the
it means,
meme.
man.
Okay, if you think of the meme on Twitter, then yes, it's dehumanizing. But otherwise, it's just an observation about their role in the story.
It
I
seems
think
nice
looking
and
at
pretty
this
cool.
as just a story is going to get us killed.
You know what? You might have a point.
Was we are very much here, and these things are very much happening, and I think we have to react to them in that way because
Okay,
otherwise
fair enough. Fair
we're
enough.
going to.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know,
Okay.
Eric, you like that infinite realms theory of yours? I'm going to call this the infinite NPC theory. Every group has a different view of what those people really are. So,
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I want this to be a democratic situation. We don't have a particular leader who's making every choice for us. Okay. I don't want to be that leader. I just DM for you guys. That does not make me the leader. Okay.
That's fair.
I want us all to have an equal voice on making decisions. All right. Yes. Does that seem reasonable?
Fine by me.
Sure.
Joel, are you an authoritarian? I just don't know it.
Not particularly, no.
Okay, good. All right. Apparently, Helm has decided that I'm going to be his paladin, so I'm going to have to do lawful good here. So
Don't hurt yourself.
it's going to be hard. I am here to protect everybody, and my duty is to get you all safe out of here because I set this all up. It is entirely my fault. And I set this up with Chris. I let him in, and this is what happened. So now we have to escape together, and I feel a certain responsibility to protect everybody. Okay.
When you
I just
say
want to be
escape,
clear.
Do you mean home? Or are you like planning your like move-in plans here?
That
'Cause-
voice in your head is back.
Yeah.
But what about the babes? They
Mhm.
don't even have names, and they've already almost died twice. You should give them names. You gave them birth.
No, I didn't. I'm gonna say that out loud.
Wait a minute. What's it saying to you?
What?
No. But
Something really traumatic. Okay. Right. Yes,
like-
we do have a certain responsibility regarding these two babies who may or may not be
Babies.
Frida and Havilar. We don't know.
I
We don't
feel
know.
like we shouldn't name them Frida and Havilar. We should name them something else
Okay.
to give them their own
Uh,
identity.
That was out loud.
Yes.
Dorita and
The
Favilar.
voice will say in your head, yes, yes, I agree.
Can
Does
you
this
take this
voice in your
seriously
head
for a
sound like-
second?
Does the voice in your head sound like Aaron? I'm just curious.
No.
Oh, okay. Good. Good.
Um,
I would
So
hate
I
to
have
pull
to- I
her
have
in
to-
on this too.
we have to think of the right names for them.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
Okay.
you
It's
can
just something good to rest on.
yeah. Yes.
And
I
I'll
saw my
Yes.
baby.
Right. Until we figure out the right names, let's call them 1 and 2, and let's keep them safe.
Gold and
That's
silver.
my suggestion. All right, gold and silver. That's a good suggestion, Joel. Why am I calling you Joel? Why am I not calling you Rumpus? This whole thing is causing me a little bit of sand damage.
Hey, so while you guys have been chatting amongst yourselves, Oldor has been trying to test the exit from this place, right? He's scrambled up the ruin that leads to the crack in the ceiling, and he's sort of testing its structural integrity, and sort of he's half in, half out of it, just as an FYI. May is standing at the base, looking up to him, engaging him in dialogue about, you see anything? When she passed through, the gem disappeared from her hands, was consumed by its passage through the portal. So now, really, Joel is the guy providing the light for the room and whatever they're using to see up there. So just FYI, while you guys
There
are
better
chatting.
not be a load-bearing statue up there.
That's what I said.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Do we
Yeah,
have
be
to bring
careful
that
of the
up?
ceiling. We don't want to bring it down.
So
Right.
I'll ask May. You seem to be more familiar with this area than we are. Is it safe to move around at night, or is it safer? I mean, we have some familiarity with Westgate. Is it safer to wait till daylight, even underground?
It is nighttime on the surface. Westgate not being
Oh,
far from where we just were. I personally was going to press on, but if we encounter any danger, my magical capabilities are spent. So I would be willing to spend a few hours here. However, we have a mission. She's giving this speech, and as she does so, Oldor just got pulled bodily through the gap in the ceiling. Something
Oh shit.
oh
Yeah.
no.
there, and he will scream.
I
And
was
on
counting
that
on that guy to teach me how to use a sword.
And on that note, we'll break for the night.
Well,
Thank you, everybody.
that's awesome.
This has been the latest episode of Isekai Realms. There will be more Isekai Realms. Do not doubt that. Chris is not done with us. You can see him manipulating us like cogs in a machine, like ants in a maze, like rats also in a maze. Anyway, Isekai Realms will return. I have been Eric Scott B. You can find me on Twitter as long as Twitter lasts until Elon Musk destroys it. You can find me on my website, ericscottb.com, where my bibliography of published works is writer, author, game designer, all that kind of stuff. I'm also typically the DM on Dungeon Scrawlers games, but we've been diversifying, and now I get to play, and that's really cool. Take it away, Allie.
hi, everybody. I am Alexander Pitchford, or Allie. You can find me on Twitter at Lexi Phoenix. I am a writer and game designer, mostly a writer. And I have a short story that just came out in a anthology called Never Too Old to Save the World. The story is The Sun Spear, which is set in my Greymantle setting. And I'll have more Greymantle, including a new chapter of my novella on my Patreon by the end of the month. So please stay tuned for that. That's going to be really cool. And I will drop a link in the chat for that.
Nice.
I've been Rhiannon Held. Check out my books, especially my space opera under RZ Held. The first compendium of the first 4 is called Idyllion, and that's an ebook and print. And thanks to our moderators, 2 of whom are playing here. And I don't know if the other ones were in the chat, but I will thank them anyway. Myra Doug and Seldarine, because when they are there, they are great. And don't forget to type in !ticket to enter to win Norse Foundry dice, a dice set and a big D20 in North America. And then internationally, you get a gift card. So enter to win that.
I've been Randy. And thank you to Metagroth and Jazzy Dizzle and anyone else who subscribed. That helps us keep the lights on. You're awesome. Thank you to Jobri and Jaded Mythwitch and anyone else who donated to Trevor Project. Your money will help save lives and get queer youth through some really hard times. Come check us out on our Discord. Come join the community where we talk about all kinds of great stuff, games, movies, our hobbies, books. We're all writers. Talk about writing. A whole channel devoted to Empire of Exiles, an awesome book by one Aaron M. Evans. So come join the fun.
All right. I've been Joel Everett. If your New Year's plans have you anywhere near the Jersey Shore, come check out fireworks on the beach just after sunset on New Year's Eve. And that's what I've got going on. Or if you're willing to swing a hammer for the best seat in the house, hit me up on the Discord. Maybe we can put you on the crew.
Chris, thanks for running. Tell us something about your future plans. Give us a teaser.
I am Chris, and have always and will always be Chris, the DM that has such great plans to torture all of you in the future with your deepest, darkest secrets, longings, and desires.
Lawful evil.
Future occasions. Find out stuff.
Thanks, Chris. Rhiannon,
Yep.
call us out, please.
Take us out. Until next time, may your rolls and your word count be equally high.
Oh shit,
right.
that's true. That's true.
The voice,
All right.
The voice from above has told us.
Oh yes, the voice of our deity above. These are the dice that are on offer. So please enter, and we are gonna do that drawing. I don't know how to do it. Someone will do it. Yang Yang will do it.
There we go. It's going.
Oh my God. Our savior herself has won the dice. Congratulations. I will be sending you these dice, apparently.
She loves swag, so you've made her happy tonight.
So MM is also in this game, in Chris's game, and she is a character in Waterdeep right now, but Waterdeep is many leagues away.
Several.
So
She's one of the OG4,
mhm.
along with
nice.
my technical advisor. So they've been playing since July of 2010.
Congrats, Em. I will either mail these to you or just hand them to you at the next Gen Con. So you better come to Gen Con just to make sure. I'm just saying. That's 10 months away. Obviously, I'm going to mail them to you. Okay, thank you, everybody. Have a good night. I will see you all next time.